Chosen ones, this is who you will soon become. Even you won't recognize yourself. Something vast is already unfolding within you. A quiet but unstoppable transformation. It is the kind of shift that does not merely polish the surface of your life, but rewrites the deepest architecture of your being. Old limitations are dissolving. Old fears are thinning like mist at sunrise. The person you once believed yourself to be is already fading into memory, because the next version of you is so luminous, so wise, so strong that your past will look like a distant dream. This is not poetic exaggeration, it is the natural consequence of the awakening you have been sensing, the tug in your heart, the quickening of your intuition, the sudden flashes of understanding that arrive at odd moments. Every sign points to one truth: you are on the verge of becoming someone greater than you ever imagined. Before we dive into the journey that lies ahead, stay with me until the very end of this video. There is a reason you are here at this exact moment. No encounter is accidental when destiny is involved. I invite you to leave your warmest wishes and the number 99 in the comments below. This is not just a friendly ritual. The act of writing your wish and sealing it with 99 releases a spark of intention into the universe, a signal that resonates with the energy we are calling forth today. Now, chosen one, like this video, subscribe if you are not already subscribed to the channel, and let's begin. What is happening to you is nothing less than an energetic re-architecture of your mind, heart, and spirit. Imagine the earth itself shifting its tectonic plates, forming mountains where there was once flat ground. In the same way, your inner landscape is rearranging. Habits and beliefs that once seemed permanent are crumbling, not to punish you but to create fertile space. This is why you might feel moments of confusion or restlessness, as though you are standing on unfamiliar soil. Yet this soil is rich, and every particle carries the blueprint of the life you are meant to live. You are not merely improving, you are being rebuilt into someone capable of carrying the light of an expanded purpose. You may notice subtle signs of this metamorphosis. Perhaps your dreams are more vivid, almost cinematic, delivering messages that stay with you after waking. Perhaps you feel a pull toward solitude, not because you are lonely, but because silence has become a sacred classroom where new truths are downloaded into your soul. Perhaps long-buried memories surface, asking to be healed so they can finally release their hold. Each of these is evidence of the new you forming beneath the skin of the old. Trust these signals. They are not random. They are coordinates on the map of your transformation. With every breath, your perception of time begins to change. Hours may seem to vanish or stretch as your awareness deepens. This is the universe gently teaching you that linear time is only one layer of reality. Your higher self already lives beyond clocks and calendars. When you sense moments of timelessness, you are brushing against that eternal dimension. And in those moments, a seed of wisdom is planted. You are not bound by the limitations you once accepted. What you used to call coincidence is now recognized as synchronicity. What you used to call intuition is now recognized as guidance from a larger field of knowing. Another sign is the magnetism of new desires and unexpected courage. Ideas you once dismissed as impossible suddenly feel attainable. Paths that once terrified you now gleam with invitation. You may find yourself speaking truths you once swallowed, setting boundaries you once feared to draw, or taking creative leaps that surprise even you. This is because the old shell of hesitation is cracking. The life force that once trickled through narrow channels is now rushing like a river. You are remembering that creation itself is your birthright, that your thoughts are brushstrokes on the canvas of existence. Sometimes this expansion feels ecstatic, bursts of joy that make you want to dance for no reason. Other times it feels like grief as you say goodbye to identities, friendships, or routines that no longer match your vibration. Let the endings happen. Just as a tree must shed last year's leaves to make room for new buds, you must release what cannot accompany you into your next season. Remember, the loss is only apparent. Nothing real is ever lost. It simply transforms into a form that can meet you at the higher altitude of your becoming. Relationships will naturally adjust to this elevation. Some connections will deepen in unexpected ways as people recognize the glow of authenticity in you. Others may drift quietly away. Do not chase or cling. Trust that the same universal intelligence guiding your growth is also guiding every soul around you. The ones meant to walk beside you will feel an effortless resonance. The rest are gifts of memory, not of the future. Through it all, notice how your compassion widens. Even when someone leaves, your heart stays open, no longer ruled by fear of abandonment, but fueled by the abundance of love itself. As your inner frequency rises, external events begin to rearrange to match it. Opportunities arrive seemingly out of nowhere. A conversation with a stranger that opens a new door, a sudden insight that solves a long-standing problem, an unexpected offer that aligns perfectly with your hidden aspirations. This is not luck. It is the mathematics of resonance. The universe is a mirror, and as you become luminous, it reflects luminosity back to you. Projects accelerate. Delays dissolve. What once felt uphill now feels like gliding on a current of invisible support. You will also find that your physical body responds. Energy surges through you at different hours, sometimes waking you in the night with a sense of radiant vitality. Old aches may surface briefly as stagnant energy clears. Your senses sharpen. Colors seem richer, sounds more layered. Even simple food tastes alive with new flavor. This is your body recalibrating to hold more light. Treat it kindly. Drink pure water. Move in ways that let energy flow. Rest when you feel the need, for integration is as important as action. The mind, too, transforms. The chatter that once filled your thoughts begins to quiet. Solutions arrive without effort, as though whispered from a wiser dimension. The urge to judge, yourself or others, softens, replaced by curiosity and gentle understanding. Where you once replayed old arguments or worried about the future, you now dwell more often in the stillness of the present. This mental spaciousness is not emptiness. It is a cathedral where inspiration and peace can dwell. Your creativity blooms in this fertile silence. You might feel compelled to paint, write, sing, design, or invent. Even if you have never considered yourself an artist, new forms of expression call to you. These are not hobbies. They are languages of the soul, ways of translating the vast energy within you into form. By creating, you participate in the very movement of the universe, which is always expanding, always expressing. Service becomes a natural extension of your awakening. You feel the urge to help, to uplift, to share wisdom without agenda. This is not martyrdom, but joy. You give because giving is your nature, when fear of scarcity has dissolved. Acts of kindness, whether grand or simple, become a form of celebration, a way of saying yes to the interconnectedness you now feel in every heartbeat. The more you serve, the more energy flows back to you, creating a beautiful cycle of abundance. Even the concept of self begins to evolve. You no longer see yourself as a separate individual struggling against a vast universe. You experience yourself as a unique wave in an infinite ocean, distinct yet inseparable from the whole. This awareness brings profound peace. External circumstances still change, challenges still appear, but they no longer define you. You are anchored in something timeless, a presence that watches the play of life with calm delight. All of these shifts, the quickened intuition, the fearless creativity, the deepening compassion, are signposts of the person you are becoming. And soon, you will look back and barely recognize the person you once were. Old photographs will feel like echoes of another lifetime. Old worries will seem strangely small, like pebbles compared to mountains. You will marvel at how naturally you inhabit this new self, as if you were always meant to stand in this light. This journey is not about escaping the world. It is about transforming your place within it. Your work, your relationships, your daily routines all become stages on which your expanded being expresses itself. You will still laugh, cook meals, walk in the rain, but everything will shimmer with significance. Ordinary moments will feel extraordinary because you are extraordinary. You will live as if every breath is both a gift and a creative act. So, chosen one, trust what is unfolding. Do not rush it, yet do not doubt it. You are being prepared for roles you cannot yet imagine. Roles of leadership, healing, artistry, innovation, love. The universe never wastes a life. Every twist of your past, every heartbreak, every triumph has been the training ground for this moment. The person you are becoming is the masterpiece all those experiences were painting. And remember, while this transformation is vast, it is also intimate. It happens heartbeat by heartbeat, choice by choice. Each time you choose love over fear, presence over distraction, creation over hesitation, you feed the evolution already underway. Nothing is too small to matter. A single kind word can ripple through the cosmos. A single breath of gratitude can open 1,000 unseen doors. Stay gentle with yourself as the old dissolves. Celebrate each glimpse of the new. You are not lost. You are being found. You are not breaking. You are breaking open. The universe is not testing you. It is blessing you with the very destiny you came here to live. Soon, even you will stand astonished at the radiance you have become. The transformation now underway within you is gathering momentum, and with it comes a profound reordering of the inner world. What once felt solid and immovable, old patterns of thinking, familiar emotional loops, now loosens and drifts like leaves on a flowing river. You may notice moments of quiet awe as long-standing fears begin to dissolve without the struggle you once expected. This is the natural intelligence of your soul at work. It is not something you have to force or control. Just as a seed doesn't need to push itself into bloom, your awakening unfolds through its own mysterious rhythm. The more you relax into this process, the more gracefully the next version of you emerges. During this stage, many chosen ones feel an intensified dialogue between the conscious and the subconscious mind. Memories that seemed forgotten rise gently to the surface, not to haunt, but to heal. Dreams can carry a sharper clarity, sometimes offering vivid symbols or entire conversations with guiding presences. These nightly journeys are not random. They are part of the inner curriculum of growth. When you wake, you may carry fragments of these messages, a phrase, a color, a feeling of recognition that continues to guide your choices through the day. Trust these transmissions. They are signposts from the deeper layers of your own wisdom. Alongside these subtle experiences, the physical senses can sharpen. Light might seem more luminous, as if ordinary sunlight now carries hidden codes of warmth and insight. Music may move through your body like a current, stirring emotions that cannot be fully named. Even silence acquires a texture, a rich presence that feels alive and welcoming. Far from being mere sensory curiosities, these changes reflect the fact that your nervous system is tuning itself to a wider spectrum of existence. You are literally perceiving more of reality than before. This new sensitivity also extends to the emotional field. You may discover sudden waves of compassion for strangers, or a deep tenderness toward animals, plants, and the earth itself. Situations that once triggered impatience or judgment now invite a slower, more curious response. You might catch yourself smiling at the very things that used to frustrate you, seeing them now as opportunities to practice patience and grace. This is not weakness. It is strength of a higher order, the strength of a heart no longer ruled by scarcity or fear. Relationships inevitably shift to mirror this expansion. Some friendships will brighten, infused with deeper honesty and mutual support. Others will naturally drift or transform as if they have completed their purpose in your story. At first, this can feel like loss, but gradually you see the wisdom behind it. Each connection has been a teacher. Some lessons are brief and brilliant, others lifelong. When someone steps away, it is simply the universe making space for relationships that resonate with the frequency of who you are becoming. There is no need to force an ending or to hold on too tightly. Let every bond evolve according to its own truth. Meanwhile, new opportunities begin to align with remarkable precision. A conversation overheard at the perfect moment, an email arriving just when you were considering a change, a chance meeting that blossoms into collaboration. These are not coincidences. They are the natural choreography of a life lived in harmony with a higher design. As your inner world grows clearer, the outer world mirrors that clarity. Obstacles that once felt like heavy doors suddenly slide open. What once seemed complicated resolves into elegant simplicity. Many chosen ones notice a growing desire to create. This might mean writing, painting, composing music, designing gardens, or inventing new approaches to work and service. Creativity flows like a river that no longer accepts a dam. The act of making becomes a form of meditation, a way to translate the vast energy of transformation into form. Even if you never considered yourself artistic, you may find your hands reaching for new tools, your mind imagining structures, colors, or words that surprise and delight you. These creations are not mere products, they are living extensions of your awakening. Amid these expansions, moments of deep stillness become increasingly important. It is in these quiet interludes, early morning when the world is hushed, or late at night under a moonlit sky, that the new self integrates. Here, the old layers of resistance gently fall away, and the wisdom of your higher consciousness flows in without interruption. Whether through meditation, slow walks in nature, or simply breathing with awareness, these pauses are sacred. They are not escapes from life, but gateways into its deepest reality. Physical vitality responds to this inner harmony. You may feel bursts of energy at unexpected times, a lightness in the body as if gravity itself has softened. Foods that once appealed may lose their taste, while fresh and natural nourishment calls to you with a new allure. Movement, whether dance, yoga, stretching, or simple walking, feels less like exercise and more like communion with life. The body is becoming a clearer instrument for the music of your soul. At the mental level, an elegant simplicity emerges. Worries that once looped endlessly in your thoughts begin to dissolve like morning fog. Decisions come more easily, guided by intuition that feels both gentle and unmistakably sure. You begin to sense the difference between the voice of fear and the quiet authority of inner knowing. Where once you might have hesitated or sought external approval, you now move forward with a confidence rooted in something far deeper than ego. Perhaps the most astonishing change is the widening sense of purpose. Instead of striving to prove worth or achieve recognition, you feel drawn to contribute simply because it is joyful to do so. Acts of service, mentoring, helping a neighbor, offering encouragement, arise spontaneously, not as obligations, but as natural expressions of who you are. You recognize that every small kindness sends ripples through the fabric of existence, and this realization fills even ordinary moments with quiet grandeur. As this chapter of becoming unfolds, you might catch glimpses of the future self waiting just beyond the horizon. It may appear as a sudden vision while meditating, or as an inexplicable certainty during a walk, or while gazing at the night sky. This future you is radiant, calm, and unmistakably whole. Though still forming, it already influences the present, drawing you forward like a star guides a traveler. Every choice made in love and authenticity brings that luminous self into clearer focus. The world around you will continue to present challenges, storms of circumstance, moments of uncertainty, but they will no longer define you. You will meet them with the steadiness of someone who knows that the true foundation of life is unshakable. In quiet confidence, you will remember that everything is unfolding exactly as it must for your highest evolution. What once seemed random or cruel will reveal its hidden symmetry, and gratitude will become your natural response to both joy and difficulty. Through all of this, never forget that the transformation is not something you achieve like a medal. It is something you allow. Your role is to remain open, curious, and willing to trust the intelligence that has been guiding you since before you were born. Each breath, each act of kindness, each moment of quiet listening is a yes to that guidance. And with every yes, the new self, brighter, freer, and more loving, steps more fully into view. This is the path of the chosen ones, a journey from limitation to limitless being, from separation to unity, from the small story of survival to the grand narrative of creation itself. As you walk it, the world will begin to look different, not because it has changed, but because you have. The colors of dawn will seem more radiant, the laughter of a child more sacred, the very air more alive. You will stand in the same places as before, yet everything will shimmer with a beauty that was always there, waiting for the eyes of your awakened heart. The journey of becoming continues to deepen, like a river carving its path through stone. What began as subtle stirrings of change now feels like a living current flowing through every moment of your day. At times, it is gentle and luminous, like sunlight on calm water. At other times, it rushes with breathtaking force, clearing away the old without asking permission. This is the natural rhythm of transformation, expansion and rest, release and renewal. As you surrender to its cadence, life begins to feel less like a puzzle to solve and more like a symphony to inhabit. One of the most striking developments at this stage is the emergence of a quieter, stronger inner authority. You no longer need constant reassurance from others because a wellspring of wisdom speaks from within. It isn't loud. It doesn't compete for attention. It simply knows. Whether you are making a life-changing decision or choosing how to spend a single afternoon, this voice of inner guidance offers clarity with a simplicity that defies analysis. You might notice that when you follow it, events align with almost uncanny ease. Conversations happen at the right moment. Resources appear just when needed. It feels as though the universe is confirming each step with a subtle nod. This inner guidance is also reshaping how you experience time. Instead of living in anticipation or regret, you dwell more fully in the present moment. Ordinary tasks, washing dishes, walking across a room, watching the sky, take on a richness that feels almost magical. You become aware of details you once missed. The scent of the air after rain, the soft rhythm of your breath, the way sunlight filters through a single leaf. Far from being trivial, these moments are gateways to the eternal now, where the deepest truths are revealed without words. Emotional resilience grows naturally from this presence. Situations that once provoked anxiety or anger now meet a calmer, wiser response. You no longer feel the need to control every outcome. Instead, you observe events with a sense of spaciousness, allowing life to unfold without clinging or pushing. This does not mean passivity. On the contrary, it allows for more skillful action because your choices arise from clarity rather than reactivity. Like a seasoned sailor reading the wind, you move with life's currents instead of struggling against them. Your relationship to desire itself begins to evolve. Where once you may have chased goals out of fear of missing out, of not being enough, you now find that your aspirations spring from love and creative curiosity. You pursue dreams not to fill a void but to express the fullness already present. This shift transforms how success feels. Achievements are no longer trophies to prove worth, but joyful expressions of an inner abundance that cannot be diminished. Even setbacks become part of the dance, offering unexpected lessons and hidden gifts. Creativity continues to bloom with a new intensity. Perhaps you find melodies forming in your mind, stories arriving in flashes, designs or inventions sketching themselves across your imagination. Even practical problem solving becomes a form of artistry. You may surprise yourself with elegant solutions or visionary ideas that seem to appear out of nowhere. These inspirations are not random. They are the universe conversing with you in the language of possibility. When you give them shape, whether through art, innovation, or acts of service, you become a co-creator of the world's unfolding beauty. At the same time, your compassion deepens in subtle but profound ways. You see the struggles of others without judgment, recognizing echoes of your own journey in their pain and their triumphs. A stranger's tears may move you as deeply as the laughter of a close friend. This isn't sentimental softness. It's the strength of a heart that understands its unity with all life. From this awareness arises a natural desire to serve. not out of obligation, but as an overflow of love. Every kind word, every small gesture of help feels like a celebration of the oneness you now feel. Even your relationship with challenge and conflict is transformed. Difficult conversations become opportunities to practice presence and empathy. Unexpected detours or delays reveal hidden blessings. What once seemed like obstacles now appear as carefully placed stepping stones, each one strengthening your courage and expanding your capacity for joy. You begin to trust that nothing arrives by accident, and that every experience, pleasant or painful, carries a fragment of wisdom meant only for you. This trust extends to the larger unfolding of your life. The need to force outcomes fades as you witness the elegance of divine timing. You might notice how projects and relationships mature exactly when they are ready, no sooner and no later. Instead of pushing the river, you allow it to flow, confident that its course is guided by an intelligence far greater than the conscious mind. This is not resignation, it is alignment. By letting go of the need to control, you open the door to miracles that effort alone could never produce. Your physical being continues to reflect this inner evolution. The body feels lighter, more alive. Old tensions release as if long-held memories of struggle are finally exhaling. Movement, whether through dance, exercise, or simply stretching upon waking, becomes a form of prayer, a way of honoring the life force that animates every cell. You may even notice a subtle glow in your skin, or a new steadiness in your energy. These are not superficial changes, but signs that your physical form is harmonizing with the frequency of your expanding consciousness. The natural world becomes a beloved companion in this phase. Forests, oceans, deserts, and skies feel less like scenery and more like kin. You sense their quiet intelligence, their patient rhythm. A walk in the woods can feel like a dialogue. Sitting by a stream can reveal solutions to questions you hadn't yet framed. Animals may respond to you with unusual trust. Plants may seem to communicate their quiet vitality. In these moments, you experience the truth that all life is woven from the same luminous fabric. A new relationship with silence deepens. Far from being empty, silence becomes rich and inviting. In stillness, insights arise like stars in a night sky. You may begin to seek these quiet spaces, not as escapes from activity, but as essential nourishment. They become the fertile ground where ideas germinate, where old wounds find healing, where the future self whispers its next instructions. These moments of silence are not breaks from life. They are life's purest essence. As the journey unfolds, your identity softens and expands. You no longer see yourself only as an individual with a history and a set of roles. You begin to sense yourself as an ongoing event in the vast dance of existence, unique yet inseparable from the whole. This awareness brings a serenity that words can barely contain. You are both wave and ocean, both moment and eternity. From this vantage, even the concept of death loses its sharp edge. You understand that life continues in forms and rhythms beyond the grasp of the senses. All of these experiences, the sharpening of intuition, the blossoming of creativity, the deepening of compassion, are not separate phenomena, but facets of a single transformation. You are becoming a living bridge between the finite and the infinite, the seen and the unseen. The person you are becoming is not a distant ideal, but an unfolding reality, revealed in each breath, each choice, each heartbeat. You can feel it in the way your laughter rings clearer, in the way your presence calms a room, in the way strangers sometimes look at you as if recognizing a long-lost friend. And so, the journey continues. There is no final destination where you will declare yourself finished. Instead, there is an ever-widening horizon, an endless invitation to deeper love, broader wisdom, and more radiant joy. Each day, you step more fully into a life where miracles are natural, where service is joy, and where even the smallest moment is lit from within by the presence of the infinite. You will look back and marvel at how far you have come, not with pride, but with a quiet gratitude for the mysterious grace that carries you still. The unfolding of your transformation now begins to feel like a steady sunrise. No longer a sudden burst of light, but a radiant, continuous glow that touches every part of your life. Each morning seems to greet you with a new layer of calm confidence. Decisions that once demanded endless debate now settle with ease, as if the answer had been waiting quietly all along. You notice how your inner world shapes the outer. A peaceful heart invites peaceful encounters. A hopeful thought attracts opportunities that carry the same bright frequency. Relationships grow deeper in a natural, effortless way. People who resonate with your evolving energy feel drawn to you, often describing a sense of comfort or clarity in your presence. Conversations become more meaningful, filled with shared insights and gentle laughter. Even when disagreements arise, they unfold with surprising softness, as though everyone involved senses a larger harmony guiding the dialogue. You realize that connection is less about perfect agreement and more about the quiet recognition of shared humanity. Your creative and intuitive senses continue to sharpen. Ideas arrive like friendly visitors, sometimes during meditation, other times while washing dishes or walking outside. You may find yourself compelled to write, sketch, sing, or build, not for applause, but simply because creation feels like breathing. These moments of inspired action reveal how naturally your inner world now flows into form. You are living proof that imagination and reality are partners in the same dance. More than ever, silence becomes your ally. A few conscious breaths under a tree or in a quiet room bring a sense of vastness that no words can capture. In these still spaces, you feel completely alive, completely whole. The universe seems to whisper its next gentle instruction, and you move forward with trust. The old urgency to rush fades, replaced by the profound satisfaction of moving in harmony with life's true pace.